I was in Africa, in Zambia one day, and it was a Tuesday, if I remember right. We were building a little tiny church in Nowheresville, and there was a tent pitched near the church. It was like 110, it was awful hot outside, and the humidity was worse. And the little white tent that we had built had a refrigerator, a cooler in it with some ice. And so every once in a while, we'd all go back there and just open it and take a deep breath, and close it again, just for the privilege of being cool for a second. Well, there was a large African man sitting there. Now, I'm 6'2", and I weigh a little, but this guy was about 6'4" and weighs a lot. And it's not just accumulated potato chips. This man had muscles. Power. And he was sitting there in a full suit, tie, white shirt, sweating like a waterfall. And I said, "Hi, Dick Duerksen." And he looked at me and he put his hand in mine and he said, "Life, Mutaka." Well, he said, "What'd you name?" "Life." And I chuckled and said, "Where did you get the name Life?" Life and I have become best friends. It's been a lot of years and a lot of conversations on the phone and under trees in Africa and interesting places. And here's his answer to where you got the name Life. He said, "I was born dead. That's why they call me Life." Born dead? And he said, "Here's the story. In the little village here in Zambia where I was born, there was one midwife. And when my mother was come, Dad went real quick, found the midwife, brought her over, and she came, and I was very hard to deliver. It took a long time, all day and most of the night. And in the middle of the night, when I was finally born, the midwife took me, grabbed my heels and pounded on me and slapped my bum and tried her very best to get me to cry and scream and breathe. And they took mucus. She did everything a good midwife does, and nothing worked. And finally, she took this little baby me and put me on my mother's breast and said, "This one, no good," and left. He said, "My father and mother tell the story that as that midwife left, another midwife a few minutes later came in, a person none of us had ever met or seen, but a midwife from somewhere who came in and said, 'Where is the baby boy?' And father pointed, and she came over to mom and lifted up the baby, and she looked at me long and hard. 'God needs this one,' and blew into me the breath of life. And I coughed and sneezed and wheezed and cried and screamed loudly. And then she looked at mom and dad and said, 'His name is Life, because God needs this one.' And then she left our hut and was gone. And Life looked at me, and I couldn't laugh. All I could do is say, 'Life, I am so honored to be your friend, to know you.'"